Hello, hello there, my Facebook friends. It's Candy from sweetstamper.com. You can see I've got a big shadow behind me and something popping up on my screen. It is a blustery, wintry day here in South Central Texas. Unlike what is typical for us, it is cold and windy and wet outside, which I think is kind of normal for a lot of y'all. But here in San Antonio, this is anything but normal. So I've got my, I'm in front of my window, but there's not a lot of natural light coming in here right now. So I've turned my lamp on and it's casting a big shadow behind me. But I hope that you are staying warm today. I checked the weather app right before I came on and it is 35 outside, but it is, no, it's 38, I think. But the feels like temperature is 25. So Susie is on and is going to tell us what it is like in Washington State right now. And Jackie is here. Welcome, welcome. I think that much of the United States is getting a cold front, like one of those polar vortex things. So like I said, this is very atypical for us, but we even have snow in the forecast. Not only is this atypical for us as far as having such cold, dreary, wet weather, which we need the rain, but it's going to be here for like a week, and that's very unusual for us. Hey, Velma, I'm glad you're here. Usually, if we get this kind of weather, it kind of pops up for a day or two, and then it's right back up to warm. So having a whole week of really cold temperatures in the forecast is highly unusual for us. But I will say, I'm not minding it at all. Having said that, my husband and I had an appointment at 9 o'clock this morning at the bank to get a document notarized, and I'm telling you what, I did not want to be out this morning. So we were bundled up and then really happy to get home, and I put on a pot of beans and cornbread for lunch because I don't know about y'all, but when it's cold, I need a hot lunch. I can't do a sandwich for lunch on a cold day. So I know I'm chit-chatting a lot. There's actually purpose in my chit-chat. Sometimes when the weather's like this, our internet's a little bit slow, and I'm trying to get Facebook to come up on my computer so I can see comments a little more easily. Hey Sue, I'm glad you're here. I can see comments when I have the camera like this, but as soon as I turn it down for our project today, and we are going to be doing 3D today, then I can't see you anymore, and I need to be able to see what people are saying, and I also need to be able to see what you're seeing to make sure that I'm in camera. So let's see, I think Velma, you had an appointment this morning as well. To get your COVID vaccine. Wow. Yeah, it is nasty out there. Nasty, nasty. So I wouldn't want to be out there unless I had to be out there. And the grandkids, we get the grandkids on Friday, and that's the only day we get to see them. So we're already plotting what we're going to be doing with them. We're definitely not going to be taking our nature walk tomorrow. Facebook, come on. Come up for me. It's trying to update my Adobe Flash Player, which I definitely don't want to do right now. Finally, yes. Okay. Okay, here we go. I'm getting ready to bring the camera down. Hey, Kay. I think Kay is here. And let's see, Jackie is here, and Texas needs, yeah, Texas typically is not like this, especially for such a long stretch. Now, having said that, North Texas, Texas is a huge state. I know in San Antonio, we can drive for 11 hours and still be in Texas to get to El Paso. So there's a lot of Texas. We have so much land mass here. So in the northern parts of Texas, they do get true winter weather. But yeah, down in the sunny south here, we are definitely not used to that. Okay, I am finally up and running on my computer. So let's bring the camera down and see what we're going to do today to make something fun, a 3D project. We're going to actually make a gift bag today. So let's see if I can see what the camera is showing you to see whether I need to, what I need to change here. Okay, that needs to go this way. Okay, it's warmer in South Carolina, Sue, than it is in San Antonio. That is definitely unusual because I know y'all get much more winter weather than we do. So let me just scroll through here to see if I'm missing anybody. Okay, so Susie, you're getting a big dog snowstorm. All right. And it's as cold here in San Antonio as it is in Washington State today. Interesting, interesting. Okay, so let me grab my paper trimmer. We are going to make a gift bag. And I am still working primarily, and maybe completely, with celebration items because we only have a little bit more time with them. And I am featuring actually a celebration stamp set as well as a celebration papers. This is a swap that I got, and I think it's a really, really nice representation of the stamp set we're using today. And it's this one called Approaching Perfection. This is actually included free with my bingo ticket. I have Stamping Bingo on Zoom coming up on the 25th, which is a Thursday night. When I used to do live bingos here in my home, I always did them on Thursday night, so I've kind of just kept to that. And this is, we stamp and we play bingo. This is one of our make and take projects, so there's a little sneak peek for you. And I think my camera is a little bit kind of angled, so let me see if that gives us things a little bit straighter. So I've been playing a lot with this foil, which I did. Let's see if I can find my projects. Ooh, I had them here to review. Let me see what I can find here by way of review. I had them here, and then I was taking a picture. Yikes. Let me see. Let me go grab my picture or my projects from Tuesday. And while I'm doing that, I will just kind of key you in. So this is the stamp set we're using. I've used this paper a lot lately. I'm actually going to be using this one today, the Flower and Field. Let me grab these cards to show you. Here we go. So I've been playing, as you can see, a lot with these foil papers. These are I think they're called Love You Always foil papers in the spring books. Let me just kind of clear this a little bit so that your eye has something to fall on. So this is what we did on Tuesday. It was Teach Me Tuesday. This week I was teaching you how to use the, adhesive sheets, which are a backing for the foil. Well, you can use them on cardstock, you can use them on anything, but I think that they're particularly useful when you're using intricate dies. So these were the 3 cards that we did for Teach Me Tuesday. I'm trying to get better into the camera. Hey, Laura and Monica. Welcome, welcome. Is that better? I think I need to be up here. Okay. I think that's going to be better. So you can see I've really used this paper a lot, which I did. Like I mentioned Tuesday, I gravitated more towards this one when Celebration first began. But then I started using this one for designing, and I just kind of couldn't stop. So that's where I've been a lot. I will also show you, this was Teach Me Tuesday. a couple weeks ago on my Simple and Stepped Up, which is what we do on Thursday, which is today, I did these 2 cards. This is kind of a easy little fancy fold. So I did these 2 cards on a Teach Me Tuesday, on a Simple and Stepped Up. This was the simple version, and this was the stepped up version. So here, all we did was we added a vellum doily, and we added pearls to the sequins to just step it up a wee bit. But these are both really lovely cards, and I really like the way they turned out. So this was a pairing of this designer paper, the Paper Blooms, with the Approaching Perfection. So today I'm going to use Approaching Perfection, but I'm going to pair it with the equally versatile Flower and Field Designer Series paper. Okay, so that is where we are heading. And I'm going to do one of these. I'm going to do my simple project where I've got my designer paper already cut. And then for my stepped up, I'm going to kind of do it start to finish and show you how to use the paper trimmer to do what I'm doing. So what I am featuring is a celebration item, actually 2 of them today. So this is our celebration brochure, and this only goes to the end of February. So that means you only have a couple of weeks left to get these awesome free products. So this one, the stamps that I'm using today, is free with a $50 order. Again, you do get this stamp set for free when you purchase my bingo ticket, and you do have to be on bingo to win prizes, and that is on Thursday, February the 25th. Then I'm also using this paper, which is also free with a $50 order right now through the end of February. So let me show you where we're going to go. I actually have 2 of these bags because I'm going to make 2 bags for you today. We're going to go simple and stepped up. So every Thursday I come to you at 2 o'clock and we do a simple project, and then we step it up. So I wanted to use, these are just simple little bags. I think they might call them cub bags, cubbies or something like that. I just get mine on Amazon. You can typically get these at all the dollar stores as well. And they're just such all-purpose bags. I've also done a lot of fun things with ordinary lunch sacks. I love them. They're dirt cheap, and they're just kind of, they're just so all-purpose. You can do so many cool things. But these are great to tuck something in and to give it a proper gift or some kind of a little something. So I'm going to start with a couple of pieces of this designer series paper, and I have cut this at 5 inches by 7 1/4, and that just gives me a nice little surround of the craft paper. Now I could also go this way. I do think that if you were doing this as more a masculine project, I think this is a better fit. Also, if you were going to give a little, drop off a little something to someone who had lost a loved one or a pet, I like this black with the green on here. I think that's a little bit, this is maybe, to me, a little bit too cheery for some kind of a sympathy project. So what I recommend when you're doing this is to use your liquid glue. And that's because you want to be able to get into all the corners, and you want this to lay really, really flat. So again, this is 5 inches by 7 1/4, which means you can get both sides of the bag out of a single 12 by 12 piece of designer series paper, and you will still have some left over. So not only does this glue allow you to get right to the edges, but it also gives you a little bit of wiggle time to be able to reposition this if you need to get it straight. So that is the front of my bag. You do want to kind of let it, press it in and let it just kind of sit for a minute before you start opening your bag and everything. And I purposely left a little bit of extra room up here because of the thickness of this handle. Now for the other side, I'm just going to do the same thing. I do have to push this down a little bit, but that's okay. And I don't really want to I don't want to start creasing this. So I'm actually just going to crease this way, which makes it kind of thick down there, but that's okay. And again, this liquid glue makes it super, super forgiving and easy to work with. And one of the biggest keys with this, the liquid adhesive, is to use it sparingly and to not press too hard when you're applying it, because then you'll get kind of a splodge and you'll get like a big glob of glue, and that's not something you want. Another thing to be mindful of is this liquid glue, one of our fabulous products. I think it's only $4 if I recall. Lasts you a long time. You get a lot of card making and scrapbooking and paper crafting projects done with this. It's not water soluble. So if you get it on your fingers and you're wanting to just go wash your hands, yeah, it's not going to come off. So you have a couple of options. You can actually just kind of let it dry and then pretty much just kind of let it ball up and rub it off. The other thing is you can use Goo Gone, will take it off, and even vegetable oil. Now, mind you, when you do use Goo Gone or vegetable oil, because they have that oily base, you do need to make sure that you wash your hands afterwards so that that doesn't transfer onto, you know, anything that you're working with. The other thing to remember with our liquid glue is it is acid-free, and so it works great for your scrapbooking projects. Okay, now let's see what we're going to do. First of all, I'm going to add a little bit of ribbon, and then I'm going to add some kind of a tag to kind of make this into a proper birthday bag. Now I've got several options here, and I'm just going to kind of lay them out and let you guys tell me what you think. Hey Kathy, thank you for joining us. You know, this white ribbon with the silver is just one of my all-time favorites. I use it so much. The white crinkled seam binding is also a great option, a little bit more casual. This silver definitely dresses it up a bit. I also really like this white, the polka dot tulle. Now this is a brand new roll, so let me find the end is taped down somewhere. This would be kind of fun. It's just soft and very delicate and dainty. And then I also have this sheer ribbon. I think this is like pool party sheer ribbon. And it picks up that blue that's in the center of my little daisies. So I'll wait just a second and let y'all tell me what you're thinking about that. And while you're kind of doing that, I'm going to bring in some cardstock colors to help us think about how we want to make a little tag. So I have some So Saffron. Now the color that is in this designer paper is actually Bumblebee, but So Saffron is the lighter counterpart of Bumblebee. Here they are side by side so you can see them. And so Bumblebee is a warm yellow. It's a golden yellow, and so is So Saffron, but it's a much lighter version of that. So I like those. They pick up the center of my daisies. I could also go in this direction, which also picks up the kind of highlighted portion of the daisy. And that is Coastal Cabana. This is Bermuda Bay, which I think is a bit dark, actually. I think the Coastal Cabana is a better fit. So I would opt for one of these two. So we have one vote for the dotted white ribbon. I will say this does make a lovely, lovely bow. It ties really nicely, and that's one of the things that we're looking for. So let's just kind of play with this a little bit, and I'll go with my first answer here and see how we get on with this. And then we'll just kind of see if some other folks weigh in with something. Oh, well, there's a second vote for the dotted ribbon. You know, I think it is very flirty and fun with these, and very feminine with these daisies. Kind of everything you think about with regard to spring and sunshine, things that we're not getting today, I don't think, in any part of the country. Okay, there's 3 votes for dotted, so I'm just going to put these other ribbons away. Whoopsie. And think about where we're going to go now with our cardstock. And I may just let those tails, I'll trim this one a little bit, but I'm just going to let these tails be long and really pretty. So now we are ready to put some kind of a happy birthday on here. And you know what I did not bring over here is a block, which I definitely am going to need. So let's see if we're going to do one of these. And let's get a block. I used to have my block case over here, but I think it got moved. So let me find that. I've been tidying up my studio considerably, but I still have some major piles and things that I have not found. Okay, so let's just see where we need to be on this. And I need to measure my stamps. Let me just move this. This particular grid paper does not have any markings on it. So that's the way you lose stamps. Okay, so this is, let's see how wide this is. So this would be about 1 3/4 wide, where this one would be 1 inch wide. So let's just play with a couple of these. Okay, Coastal Cabana is getting the vote of Velma. And Jackie is liking the So Saffron. So let's just do one of each, and then we'll see what we think. So this, I said we need to be at 1 3/4. So let's start with that one. And then the other one we're going to do at 1 inch. So let's do one of each of these and just see what we come up with. I think we're going to like them both. They're just going to be 2 completely different looks. And then we're going to step this up a little bit with another project. I kind of like them together, to be honest, but let's see. Let's see what we think. Let's start here. And let's flag this. I've got some black ink here. And I'm thinking this is actually a really nice birthday saying, because it says, if things really do get better with age, then you're approaching perfection. I think that's a really, really nice saying. Let's just stamp it here first. And yeah, I think I've kind of, when I put the sticker on, I got it off a little bit. So I have to kind of compensate by doing that. And I think I've got some adhesive down there. So let's pop this in here. This is the Banner Triple Punch, and it is a great one for flagging your ends. So there we have one option, which I like a lot. That looks really good. The other option is going to be much smaller, so it's going to have a different look, because you know what? Let's compare apples to apples. Let's do both with the same greeting so that we don't kind of fool the eye. We get a true look. So let's see if we have, is this 1 3/4? Oh yeah, just barely. Okay. It's 1 3/4. Is that the same? Yeah. Okay. It just looks wider on my project. So let's see, we can get plenty of this, and then we're going to go here. Then let's feed this through, but I need to cover this so I don't get black ink all over my pretty yellow cardstock. Yeah, the yellow will definitely be brighter, so let's just see what we think. Which one we like the best. It's probably a little bit long on the flag. Oh, that's very pretty. That's very pretty. And I think this almost, it almost wants to try to pick up the green a little bit. So I don't know if that's coming out in the camera. I think maybe this lamp might be too much of a good thing. Yeah, I think I'm going to turn that off. I think that's a better look, actually. So, okay, we're getting some votes for this yellow, and I think that's what we're going to go with. Having said that, I think this needs to be trimmed down. I think my flag's a little bit too big. Dare I cut that off and then feed it through again? Let's give it a try. It's a day to be daring. Let's go for it. So we'll just shave that off and do it one more time, and then we have a quick, easy, really simple bag that's just stamps, ink, and paper. Ooh, look at that. With free stamps and free paper. And these bags, honestly, I think they're about 50 cents. And what I like, and I think I'm just going to, you know, I could pop this up on dimensionals, but I think that I'm just going to stick it with my, hey Marlene, I'm glad you're here late. We're glad you're here and joining us. Sometimes when you're doing bags like this, dimensionals are okay, but you really want to be mindful that nothing is going to fly off it and everything is really, really secure. So now I've got this super cute bag, and I can put a cute little gift inside there. Now let's just talk a little bit about the size of what you could put in here. So you could put a bag of coffee beans in here. You could put a like a carton of tea bags in here. You could put a jar of homemade jam in here. You could put some skincare products in here. And you know, these little bags, these are definitely heavier than a lunch sack, so they're definitely pretty sturdy. And so there's a lot of different things you could put in here. Now, if you wanted to step it up, you could definitely sprinkle some pearls on here or something. And you could even sprinkle some rhinestones on here. But this is my simple bag, so we'll step up on the next one. So there is simple. There's project number 1. So let's move to project number 2. And yeah, this little mini cutter is super cute. I think this was free last year during Celebration when you joined or something. It was super cute. And we had, as always, as demonstrators, we get the opportunity to purchase early. So Celebration always starts in January. This year it ends in February. But it always starts in January. And as demonstrators, we get to earn Celebration products in December. So we get a full month of enjoying Celebration before everybody else does. Now, Marlene is saying that Russell Stover's would work real. Oh yeah, a bottle of wine. Now, it would poke out the top, but it would be cute. And even a mini bottle. You know, the other thing would work. My younger son is a craft beer brewer. And a really nice beer would be great in here. And I mean, ladies drink beer too, so it's not just for the guys. Hello, Susan. We are glad that you are here. So now I'm going to show you kind of start to finish, and I'm going to use a different pattern from this set of papers. And as I said, you want to start with a 7 1/4 inch piece of Designer Series paper. And that is going to fit ever so nicely into your bag. Now, when you're doing one of these bags, if you have a different size bag, just measure your bag and take it from there. So this is 7 1/4, and I just wanted to kind of give you the start to finish, just for kicks. I usually just come with everything prepped and ready, but I did want to show you, it's so quick and easy, and especially with this being simple and stepped up, I wanted you to see just how simple it is. So that's 7 1/4, and now I'm going to bring this up and I'm going to do a 5, and then I'm going to do another 5 so that I have a front and a back, and that way my bag looks really spiffy on both sides. And I also method in my badness here to show you that when I'm doing this, these are the pieces that I have left over. So you could easily take these and make a handmade card to tuck inside, or you would have these for another project. Homemade bread is a great idea to put in this as well. I like that, Gail. You could either put a traditional homemade bread in here, or like a sweet bread, like, you know, a pumpkin bread, or, you know, a zucchini bread or something like that. So, and you know, even like during this whole COVID thing that we're going through, this is actually a nice little thing to leave on someone's doorstep. This would also hold a candle. Now, not one of those huge candles, but a nice sized candle that would fragrance your home would fit really nicely in here. So lots of uses for this. And I think that, you know, if you think about the fact that, let me turn this over. When you look at packaging, it's actually really important. You know, when you're being given a really fine piece of jewelry, it does not come in a cardboard box. No, it comes in a fancy, usually a velvet box. And I mean, you can tell when you see a small velvet box, you can tell there's going to be something really, really nice in there. And so packaging, I think, not only indicates that there's value inside what you have, but I think it can also elevate the ordinary, so that I may have, you know, just some simple packs of gum, some little treats in here. I may have, you know, I know a lot of folks are on various dietary restrictions with regard to their health. So, you know, whether you have just some like sugar-free candies in here for a diabetic friend, or maybe you have some, you know, some kind of a healthy thing for someone that maybe wouldn't be all that great when you're just giving it to them. But if you put it in this cute bag, oh my, definitely dresses it up, elevates it, and makes your simple item even more special. So, and I think this is especially true with homemade goods. I think homemade goods, with regard to like homemade baked goods, or even like a jar in here that has just a homemade soup or something. Those are actually really nice, but sometimes they're hard to present in such a way that they look nice. You know, the other thing, I know Susie's on here and she is a great quilter. You could also, I think you could put a couple of fat quarters in here. So if you have a quilting friend, yeah, lots of things. And of course, you could also put some kind of school supplies in here. So if you have a college student in your family or a high school student, this would also work great for them. So now let's go back and look at our ribbons. Once again, we're going to make our ribbon choice first. So here is our white seam binding, kind of brightens things up, because you see, this has the same flower as our original design, but then it has a whole bunch of other flowers. So let's see how we can bring those out. So there is the white with the silver. And then here is our white that we used last time with the polka dots, which I think would be a great choice again this time. And then there is the pool party. So let's just see if we're gonna go with the same thing. I think we kind of should, just to kind of keep it consistent, although I didn't use the same paper. But we're wanting to go simple and then we're wanting to go stepped up. So I'm going to let you kind of think about and weigh in on that. And while you're doing that, I'm going to grab an embellishment, because this time we are going to, okay, we've got to vote for pool party this time. Kind of change things up a little bit. I will say there's a lot of these kind of blues in here, these greeny blues. And that would definitely bring things up a little bit. I needed to grab my embellishment containers and just see where we're going to go, because I was kind of keying in on stepping it up with a die cut. So let's kind of think about this pool party here, and then I've got a little bag here with a lot of different die cuts, so that I thought instead of just adding this, which actually looks really good, we could just step it up with embellishments. But I thought if we wanted to, we could do it with maybe a die cut. And that really, really dresses things up rather considerably. We could layer our die cuts, something like that. Look at there, I had one in there already for that, what we're doing today. I could add a couple of punched flowers. I'm sure you guys have these too. These little punchy bags with all kinds of bits and pieces in them. We could go with just this and then add flowers or not. Okay, pool party is one of your favorites, so I think we're going to go with the pool party on the bag. And we're liking the die cuts, so let's see what we're thinking here. What else have I got? Those are too small. This would probably work as well, a little bit more angular. And I don't think that, well, we could go there and there, although I think that vellum gets a bit lost there. So, okay, the first set of die cuts, you like those layered together, Monica? So then we're kind of bringing in some pink and some blue, and we're really kind of making these colors really sing to us. So let's just think about if I think that this will fit. Yeah, that fits right on there. Let's start there, and then we're going to add then we'll add the ribbon. Whoopsie! Oh boy, that could be dangerous. Black on the fingers. That could be really, really dangerous. Okay, now I think, let me remember how this goes. Yeah, it kind of goes uphill a little bit, so I need to compensate by doing a little bit of a downhill action here on my die cut. So there we go. That's actually looking really good. And although the black came out more on the perfection, I kind of like that. Actually looks really good there. So let me close up this ink pad. Ask me why I do that straight away. How many projects have I ruined by doing that? Now look at that. That really, really dresses that up. I thought you would put banner on layers. Oh, now that's an idea too. That's interesting, Monica. I hadn't even thought about that. So let's just see if I've got anything in here that we could do something like that. That's a little bit too big probably. Let's see if we have banner on layers. Just flip to see. Okay, we could go here. That kind of gives it a nice little frame. I think that's what you mean, Monica. I'm not totally sure. Or, let's see. This one is a little bit smaller. I think I cut this one a bit smaller. So we could do that. Oh, and using two of the ribbons. I like that. You know what? I think I'm going to go back. Although I like that color combination, this pink is the one that I already had cut because I'm kind of on a kick of using what I have in these all of my little punchy shapes. I had a whole bunch of these from the owls that we did in the fall, and I'm just wondering if, oh, you know what? I wonder if these little candles would fit on that. Let's just see. Let's us just see if we can get these. Let me clean my stamp. Do I have a, I don't have a single chamois over here, but I do have some baby wipes, I think I saw. Ah, yes, here we go, which I actually kind of need on my hands anyway. So I think we're kind of liking this, and I love the idea of combining the ribbons. I think that is a brilliant, because I think that, you know, when you set something up, you're wanting to make it a little bit luxurious. Now let me just show you something here, because this happens with our chamois and it also happens with our baby wipes. This baby wipe has become really dry because, you know, I haven't used them in probably quite a while. So one of the things that I like to keep in my toolkit is a stamping spritzer. Now these come in a pair of 2, and I think the 2 are like $5, maybe even 4. But I like to just have that handy because then I have a water source right here, and that will freshen my wipe or it will freshen my chamois. So now, because I don't want to have to get up and find my chamois, I've got a nice wet wipe, baby wipe that has been moistened and ready for action. So this is just one of those other little things that I think is an essential tool and something you need to keep handy. And just to kind of, sometimes you need just a little bit of water on something, and when you don't want to have to get up in the middle of what you're doing, it's awfully nice to have that handy. Okay, so let's put this away here, and let's just see. I could also do the little balloon, but let's see if these will fit. I think they will. Oh, that's super cute. Okay, let's try that and see. I've actually got quite a few little things going here that we could do. And I don't want to get too many going, so we might put that on there. Maybe not. It's probably a little bit too busy because there's so many flowers here. Yeah, I think there's just too much. I think these patterns are so strong with the flowers that this is a little bit much. Now what might work, let's just try one more thing here. And then I'm going to reveal to you, after we get this totally finished, who's going to get these in the mail, because these are going to be mailed out today. I'm so proud of myself. I finally figured out a really easy way to share my projects by mail. You know, I've often said, well, we're going to go back and look at the comments, and then we're going to draw, and then, you know, I get distracted and do all kinds of other things. So, and then it's too late and we bog down. So what I've done is I have written down a couple of numbers, and those numbers are going to be the numbers of the comments. Comment number blank and comment number blank are going to get these in the mail. Oh, this is what I was going to do. See, this is what happens. I get yakking, and then let's find another one of these tags, and I just wonder if we can add a little tag like that and put a balloon on it. And again, maybe it's just more than we need because we got a lot of pattern going on here. Now we got a couple of die cuts going on, and it could be that it will be too much of a good thing, but we'll give it a try because that's part of the fun, is doing little experiments. So let's see. Oh, dangling the tags from the ribbon. That's a cute idea, Monica. You're kind of on a roll here today. Let's see if we do a balloon here, and maybe one more, and then it's not quite so busy. That's actually pretty cute. Now I could also, I've got a bunch of these guys. This is the little This is the little scallop oval that we have in the spring catalog, which I like a lot. Okay, I think we are done with our stamping, so let's put that aside and let's start finishing this project off, because it's a quick and easy project and time is a-wasting. So let's put these over here and decide. In the meantime, we will put this, actually we will put this on with dimensionals, and we will glue the big one. We'll glue this one down and we'll put dimensionals on here. So Monica, you are sitting with tea. Well, it's okay if you were not able to join us on Tuesday. Glad you had a visitor to get ready for, because it's awfully nice. You know, I think we treasure our times with people now more than we ever have. Just because of the restrictions and the lockdowns and everything, I think that when we are able to see friends and family and loved ones, it's just more special than ever. I think so many things that we took for granted, we don't anymore. So, and I think I did that on the wrong side. There is actually a slight bevel on this shape. So if you have this shape, this is from the Tasteful Dies, Tasteful Labels, I think it's called. And if you look closely, there's a little bit of a bevel edge there, and I was in danger of kind of losing that, which I didn't want to do. So that is going to go like so, just smack dab in the middle. You are approaching perfection. I like it. So now let's kind of put these over here, and we're going to go with this, and we might just add kind of delicate ribbons, or these are both delicate too. Yeah, let's go with the, let's add the seam binding this time. So let's just snip these. Now that's another thing, you know, we could add a couple of these. Let's kind of think about that. Maybe on the other bag, because these are going to go in the mail, so maybe I'll just kind of step them both up now. So there's our simple, and here's our stepped up. Oh, I'm glad you like the idea for the spritzer, Gail. You know, I'm always looking for kind of shortcuts, just the way my mind goes, and looking for ways to make things quicker and easier. And I think that the spritzer is definitely, it's such a little compact thing that you can just pop it into your toolkit, and it doesn't take up a lot of space, where if you had to have like a water bottle, it would take up a lot more space. And it also, because it is made for paper crafting, it has kind of a pretty fine mister on it. So I do like that aspect as well. This double ribbon is really a great idea, Monica. I'm so glad you're here to join us today and give us some of your great ideas. Now look at that. That definitely looks stepped up, doesn't it? Definitely looks much more kind of, not glamorous, but just a lot more special, I guess is the word I'm looking for. I'm going to pull this out from underneath me so we can have nothing that is going to distract us from what we're seeing. Here's our original, and here is our stepped up. And I think that we're going to step them up a little bit more with some embellishments. So let's think about, these are the Coastal Cabana. These are the, what do you call them? This is the Artistry Blooms sequence, and look at that. This really brings out the pinks. This really brings out the blues. I think that's probably, yes, you could use fabric on a bag as well, Marlene, you're right. Oh, so that was Gail that said the double ribbon. Okay, well, whoever's mentioned double ribbon, that was a great idea. You know, I didn't use this, but this would also be a really nice way to kind of step up the little, see, you could, now you look at the difference. So if you add the gold, you see how that really kind of glamorizes it, and if you add the sequins, it's a little bit more fun and playful. So I think that, yeah, coloring the balloon would definitely make a big difference if you're going to use that little balloon tag. So let's kind of bring that back in and think about adding that up here or up here. I think honestly, because we don't have white, this would probably work better over here if we're going to add it. So I'm kind of up for, what do y'all think about sequins? Do we want the gold? Let me see what else we have over here in my little bag of tricks. Let's see. We could add the black. That would be, I think it would kind of get lost because we have a black background there. We have these, the clear and epoxy droplets. Oh, now these are kind of cute too. These would be really cute. These little butterflies here in that pink, that might be kind of cute. Those, so we could do butterflies. And then, you know, there is ordinary, for lack of a better word, there are just our rhinestones. Now these are the metallic pearls. Those would be really pretty too. And then here's the gold ones. Those are very elegant. Those are much more understated, I think. So I think it just kind of depends on the look if you're wanting. You know, the pearls are understated. The gold's pretty glamorous. And these are just a little bit more fun and playful. Let's look at, this is the beauty of having a number of embellishments at your fingertips, is you just have choices. And they're like little finishing touches. Oh, now look, there's my favorite holiday rhinestones picking up that blue in there. That might be really pretty. And these holiday rhinestones, because I have more of them, pick up that yellow. So yeah, lots of choices here. Let's see what we're going to settle on. And my video has gone off on Facebook. Hopefully I haven't lost the feed, because I can't see you now, or I can't see me to see what is on my on my camera angle here. You know what? I think I'm going to make an executive decision here, because I can't see you at the moment. And I think I'm going to put these on here. So let's just see. Am I still on camera? Oh, yes, I think I'm still going. Yes. Yeah, okay, good, good. We're still going. Oh, and you know what I need my take your pick. This is the best way to add your embellishments. So let's see. Okay. Okay, let's just go with these, and then we may color that balloon and bring that back. So let's add some of these, and I think I'm just going to sprinkle them and scatter them. You know, one of the things that happens, I think, when you have these flowers like this is you're tempted to just fill in the center. But that can actually be a not so great design option, because then you kind of have to fill them all, or they don't quite, they look like some are unfinished. So I really prefer to have, and I'm just going to go with a bunch, because it's already such an inexpensive little bag. And maybe I should put a few up here. And maybe I want to go with this. I've got one big one. Let's put it right here on the tag. Come on. There we go. There we go. And there we go. I kind of like it. So a little bit of glitter and a little bit of shine can always definitely elevate things. So there is, we stepped it up with the rhinestones. Other than that, you know, it was pretty simple to start with. So now this one definitely has a lot more stepped up because of the die cuts and the double ribbons. So now, you know, it may be that less is more. We could put a few of these little butterflies on here and let the, allow the, I mean, that's kind of cute right there, isn't it? Picking up some of this deeper color and picking up some of this pool party here. Or, you know, I could sprinkle a bunch of these on here for a totally different look, a little bit more playful. But you know what? I think they kind of get lost. I'm kind of liking that. What do we think, ladies? I could add a couple more. These are in the in colors. This is one of the in colors that's going away. So, you know, in May, this will be gone. So if you like, this is Rococo Rose. This is one of our soon-to-be retired in colors. So you want to grab that while you can. It is one of the major colors in here. We've got Pretty Peacock, which is retiring, and we have Blushing Bride in here. So let's just see if maybe these little butterflies, you get some that are a little bit larger and some that are a little bit smaller. So maybe I typically like to put at least 3 of something. I don't know if that's going to be too much, but let's try. Let's think if we did 2 like that, our little butterflies. Use the thin twine to attach the ribbon. Okay, the sequins would get lost. You're right. Okay, let me add 1 more of these little butterflies, and then I'm going to see if we can't attach. Oh, I like that because it kind of brings in that pink. It's keeping that pink front and center. I kind of like that. Not the direction I thought we would go with that. But you know, when you start opening up your box of embellishments, then you see all kinds of things. So let's see if we can attach this little tag over here or over here. You can tell me which bag you want it to be on. You want it to be on the bag with the pink label or the bag with the yellow label. I'm going to get a marker and a little bit of thread, and then we can have it dangle here, or we can have it dangle here. So let's just get a little something here. My little space here while I'm working, but invariably there's something I have to go and fetch right in the middle of my live. Okay, on the pink bag. Okay, there's a couple of votes for the pink bag, so let's just see what we can come up with here. I'm thinking that I was going to do this in Pool Party. Yeah, because we've got the Pool Party ribbons here. So let's just do, this is the dark Pool Party. I think that might be a really good fit. I'm using my blend, my stamping blend, because these are strong colors. So that is going to be super cute. Now, should I put a little bit of yellow around it just to kind of, I could end up ruining the whole thing, but I think I can actually do, see how this has like a little stitch mark? I'm thinking I can do the inside in the yellow. And this is So Saffron, so this is going right with the yellow that I used over here. And I actually kind of need the small tip. I'm using the dark So Saffron, which is pretty, it's still lighter than Bumblebee, but I think it's the best of the blends markers to use when you have Bumblebee in your project. So this shows you how you can take and turn this into a really different look. I kind of like it. Now look, what do we think? What do we think? I think it kind of helps that yellow to stand out, and because there's so much white here and white here, and then I'm going to add a little bit of white to the tag because this is the white twine that is part of the this is the snail mail twine, I believe is what it's called. And I'll show you a cute way to do twine, and that is to feed it through here with the loop, and then take the loop, open it up, and feed your twine through like so. And now I can just attach it. Okay. Now some folks want it with this one, and some folks want it with the yellow one, which I think with the colors I've done, I think that it really suits this one. So let's just tie that in. I think I can just kind of tie it to, let's see. No, I need to tie it to the bag, because this I can move up. And then the nice thing is that I can tie this, and I can make it the length that I want. You know, I'm glad that we get to do this together, because great minds pooling together, here we come up with some great ideas. Use the candle tag and color the flames. Now that would be cute too, Monica. Man, you guys have awesome ideas. Awesome ideas. So I think I'm going to just tie this kind of loosely where it's going to dangle a bit, but not too much. Let's see. If we do it like so. Needs to come up a little bit. How's that? What do we think? What do we think, ladies? Do we like it? I kind of even like that little extra bit of twine hanging there. I think that's, I probably need to trim it a little bit so that we don't get kind of a shaggy look. Well, I would not have thought to do that, so I like that. What do we think, ladies? I think we've got a couple of really cute bags. I have free stamps, I have free paper, I have some embellishments that were just kind of in my embellishment stash, and we've used up some of our white ribbons and then added a little bit of color in this one. I do like the double ribbon aspect there. So I don't know, you know, I wouldn't even say that I have a favorite, because I think they're both really cute. I would be so proud to give these. So what I'm going to do here really quick, I think I can do this while I'm on camera. Let me pull up the video, and what I have here is this little number right here is telling me that comment number 10 and comment number 40 are going to get these in the mail. And let me show you, I went and looked before I even started. They wouldn't quite fit in my typical little mailer, but they'll fit into a manila envelope like that. They'll mail like that. So they are going to go out in the mail to comment number 10 from where I started. So let me go back to the very beginning, and it's not allowing me to see all the comments. I may have to do this off camera, but let me just see. I've got 79 comments here. So I know I've got a number 10 and I've got a number 40. So I'm going to be looking for those, and I will post the winners of my projects for today. And in the meantime, make sure that you get over and get signed up for my bingo night. Stamping bingo night on February the 25th. We're playing on Zoom, and we're doing 3 stamping projects. This is one of them. And you'll get everything you need for the project. You'll just need a black stamp pad, and I'm even providing you with the free stamps. So you're going to do 3 cute birthday cards at bingo night. All of the prizes are going to be gift certificates, and that means that if you win a $20 gift certificate, that means you have $20 to spend on Stampin' Up. So that, I think, eliminates you me having something that maybe you don't want or that you already have or something like that. So I'm trying it out this time, a little bit different than what I've done before. Oh, now looky here. You know what? Just gonna pull this out because they're sitting on my desk. Ooh, this would be super, that's probably a little bit big. Never mind, I had some of those little guys sitting on my desk. I don't know if you guys have little embellishments sitting here and there. So number 10 and number 40, those will be the comments that will get these in the mail. I'm going to love you and leave you. I've been on here a bit long for Simple and Simple and Stepped Up. I usually go a little bit shorter, but I did 2 complete projects for you, and we stepped this one up a little bit in the end, as well as the stepped up version. But it's been fun to stamp with you today, and I think what will be fun is whoever gets these in the mail, I would love for you to share with us what you end up deciding to put in these and gift them to someone, hopefully with a little handmade card inside as well. So I hope that you will get signed up for bingo if you're not already, and space is limited, so we are half full, and I do have tickets still available, and I want you to stay warm. We are in for cold wherever we are in the U.S. I don't think even Florida. I think even Florida, my husband's family is in South Florida, and I think they're even kind of bracing themselves for some cold. I know that in South Florida, when you have to turn on the heat, it's really cold because they don't have to very often. Okay, that's it for today. I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be here Tuesday at 2 Central Time for Teach Me Tuesday. We're going to have something fun to learn, and Valentine's Day between now and the time I see you next. So I wish you love, and thanks again for tuning in. Take care, and God bless.